It's time now for the latest in local news. In the news, the two U.S. Senate races in Georgia are just a week away now, as Election Day is Tuesday, January the 5th. And today, Wednesday, and Thursday mark the final 3 days of the early voting period, which continues to see a heavy turnout here in Wayne County and across the state. On Monday, 461 more voters cast their ballots at the Wayne County Registrar's Office, which brings Wayne County's total number of early votes to 3,665 heading into today. Registrar's Office is open today between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m., also open Wednesday and Thursday this week. Then on Election Day, Tuesday, January 5th, the polls will be open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. If you have any questions about the early voting process, simply call the Registrar's Office at 427-5950. Incumbent U.S. Senators Kelly Loeffler and David Perdue, attempting to return to Washington, would have Democratic opposition on the ballot from John Ossoff and Raphael Warnock. President Trump will be making a campaign stop on Monday, January 4th, in the state of Georgia. He plans to make a stop for Loeffler and Perdue in Dalton, Georgia. It's going to take place at the Dalton Regional Airport. It's set up for 7 p.m. Monday evening. Again, that campaign stop a day before the election on Tuesday. Once again, the Registrar's Office here in Wayne County, open day from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., also open Wednesday and Thursday from 8 to 5. Other news regarding the election, a federal judge has dismissed a lawsuit that attempted to stop the January 5th runoff in the state. Attorney Lynn Wood filed the lawsuit in the U.S. District Court in Atlanta earlier this month, saying Georgia's process for handling absentee ballots for the runoff violated state law. State officials argued that those procedures are legal, and voting in the election, which determined which party controls U.S. Senate, had been underway for weeks. Nonetheless, Wood attempted to halt the election until the procedures were changed. In the order Monday, U.S. District Judge Timothy Batten Sr. denied Wood's request. Among other things, the judge said Wood lacked standing to file the lawsuit. His claims of potential voter fraud had no merit. Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger welcomed the latest ruling in a statement Monday, saying the numerous baseless and frivolous lawsuits funded by unsuspecting Georgians who are being duped by Attorney Wood are just the latest in the long history of lawsuits to nowhere in the state of Georgia. Once again, the election set for a week from today, Tuesday, January 5th, and the early voting turnout very good here in Wayne County and across the state of Georgia. President Trump's push for $2,000 stimulus checks now rests in the hands of the U.S. Senate, as the House voted Monday overwhelmingly to meet the president's demand to increase the $600 checks to $2,000. Problem is that Republicans who control the Senate have shown little interest in boosting the checks to $2,000. That vote expected today in Washington, D.C. The outcome's uncertain. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell has declined to speak publicly about the issue, but Democrats who are siding with Trump on the issue, which is rare, have seized the opportunity and are hoping their Republican colleagues will go along with the president's request. And WIFO fan will be talking with Congressman Buddy Carter on Wednesday. We'll get his thoughts on the issue and how the vote goes. Also talk about these two important U.S. Senate races in the state of Georgia. Other issues in Washington as well. Get an update on how he feels the vaccine's going, and all that tomorrow morning on the World Famous Butch and Bob Show. Congressman Buddy Carter will be our special guest. We'll be back with more news after this word from our sponsor, other commercial messages, so please stay tuned. In other news, an important reminder that on Wednesday, December 30th, there's an important community blood drive being held here in Wayne County. It's going to take place at the Jesup First United Methodist Church Fellowship Hall. The time tomorrow will be from 1 to 7 p.m. Donors will receive long-sleeve Red Cross T-shirts while supplies last. All donors also will be tested for COVID-19 antibodies. Results of those tests will be available through the Red Cross app and redcrossblood.org. Once again, the blood drive is set for tomorrow, Wednesday, December 30th, from 1 to 7 p.m. at the Fellowship Hall of the Jesup First United Methodist Church. Address is 203 East Cherry Street here in Jesup. Again, that's tomorrow between 1 and 7 p.m. Sheriff John Carter reports that Morgan King Dion Cannon of Jesup was convicted on drug charges in the Wayne County Superior Court, sentenced to a total of 25 years, the first 8 years to be served in prison. Conviction came after the GBI and the Wayne County Sheriff's Office Drug Unit and the Wayne County District Attorney's Office ended a lengthy investigation. During the course of the investigation, law enforcement seized ounces of methamphetamine and marijuana. Cannon was arrested on Tuesday, February 25th, and charged with the sale of methamphetamine, trafficking methamphetamine, sale of methamphetamine within 1,000 feet of a housing authority, possession of marijuana with intent to distribute, and possession of drug-related objects. Once again, sentenced on December the 9th and convicted on the drug charges, again, sentenced to 25 years, 8 years to be served in prison. We'll be back with some final news notes after this word from our sponsor, the commercial messages, so please stay tuned. Final notes in the news, Wayne County Chamber of Commerce is presenting sponsor AT&T getting ready for their annual Eggs and Issues Breakfast. It's going to take place Thursday, January 7th from 7:30 a.m. to 9 a.m. at the Pine Forest Country Club. This year's event is going to be a little different than years past due to COVID-19 and social distancing guidelines. They'll host a combination of an in-person and virtual event. The first 10 sponsors will have 8 in-person tickets. All others will be given virtual tickets to access and view the program online. Virtual tickets will be free to chamber members and $10 for non-chamber members. And a great opportunity to hear from the legislators before they head to Atlanta to begin the 2021 legislative session. Guest speakers will be Senator Blake Tillery, Representatives Bill Werkheiser, Representative Stephen Meeks. Again, the event taking place on Thursday, January 7th from 7:30 a.m. to 9 a.m. Need more information, contact the Chamber at 427-2028 or visit their website, waynechamber.com. And the event Thursday, January 7th at the Pine Forest Country Club. Finally, as COVID-19 vaccine supplies increase in Coastal Health District, the Long County Health Department is working to administer vaccines to eligible individuals as quickly as possible. To allow their staff to focus on COVID-19 vaccinations, health departments will shift to essential services only. Essential services include women, infants, and children, childhood immunizations required for school attendance, contraception services, and infectious disease services. Appointments are required for all services, and many existing appointments will be rescheduled. Dr. Lawton Davis, Health Director of the Coastal Health District, says all of the services we provide are important to people in our community. We understand this is inconvenient, but with limited staffing and resources, our focus must be on administration of this potentially life-saving vaccine. This change does not affect environmental health services. To make an appointment for essential services to Long County Health Department, you call the Health Department at 912-545-2107. COVID-19 vaccination is currently available only for Phase 1 individuals, which includes frontline healthcare workers and the staff and residents of long-term care facilities. If you're a healthcare provider in need of vaccination, then they ask you to call the Health Department at 912-545-2107. That's going to do it for latest in local news. Sports comes your way in a few minutes. Bob Morgan said, have a great day.